Welcome back to Autism Live. I'm so thrilled because we have here with us somebody who is just so much fun, and you may remember her. Julie Markowitz is here with us, and if she looks familiar to you, it could be that you watched a show called Bodies in Motion at one time.
Kids in Motion.
Kids in Motion, excuse me. Well,
okay.
Bodies in Motion, different thing. Kids in Motion, that's what I meant to say. But a very fun show that you were very involved with a couple of years ago. Tell the folks at home about Kids in Motion if they missed it. They can still see it on YouTube.
Right.
Tell them about what the whole premise was. Refresh their memory.
Okay. Well, many years ago, I've been dancing since I was a little girl. And when I was in college, I did I had an internship teaching creative movement to children. And so I studied child development and dance, and I loved the creative movement work that I was doing, and it was the hardest job I ever had. It was a home for abused children, so it was a very meaningful work. And so from there, I graduated, and then I started creating this Kids in Motion program where I brought it to many different schools, churches, and temples. And while I was teaching, I thought this would make a fabulous home video program. So I was very eager beaver in my 20s, and I wrote up a treatment for it, and I pitched it to an independent producer, George Page, who's still my partner. He loved the idea, and we made it happen. It was really an exciting thing. It was my dream come true. It wasn't like boom, boom, boom. It took a while, a lot of rejections, and then yes, we got the yes from CBS Fox Video, and they had a division called Playhouse. I think it was CBS Fox Playhouse, yes. And we released 2 videos for them, and they said, you need to get a star to be your host, and you need to get a musical act to sing your title song. So we got Scott Baio to be our host. He was fabulous, and then we had the Temptations sing our title song,
which is amazing.
I know. I got to meet the Temptations. It was so much fun. And then we got the wonderful children. They were all students of mine at the time. They probably are all grown up with little children now. Yes, they are, definitely. And that was back in the late 80s. And it went on to win a lot of awards, which I'm very proud of. And I also wrote a Kids in Motion book. We released a CD. And then the book and the video went out of print down the road. And in that down the road period, I got married, had kids, and I was involved in my personal life with my children. But the CD is produced by Greg and Steve. You may have heard of them. They're very well-known children's performing artists, and they still are big on the children's music scene. And they have kept the music alive.
How fun.
Thank you, Greg and Steve. And it's still available for purchase. People are still buying it and still reviewing it. So I have reviews back from the 80s all the way to 2014.
How fun is that?
That's what we shot it at KCET, and the executive in charge there, that's what he said, you are ahead of your time, because it was an interactive program that encouraged, it was before the video game.
Yeah.
And it encouraged children at home to participate, to get up off the couch and dance and move along with the songs. They were all, what it was song-based, all original music, and about topics that children are very interested in. Animals, animal action, where they moved like animals. Tummy tango, where they moved like different kinds of food. Beanbag boogie, where they would balance beanbag on different parts of their body. And there wasn't a right or wrong way how to move. It just encouraged joy of movement. So it was a big hit, and the parents were participating with their kids, and we ended up doing live shows. I had a band for a while, and I was doing live shows all over the country. It was a very exciting time.
And it was accessible. I mean, I think that's one of the things that we have to talk about as we move the conversation a little bit further. Because there wasn't a wrong way to do it. It made it accessible. It was fun, and it encouraged everybody to move. Something that we see now, that kids who did that are healthier and happier and doing better in school because of that. And if we don't have that, then we have the rising obesity that seems to be so prevalent. prevalent. Okay, so what I want to do is take a trip back in time, get in our little time machine here, and we're going to show you guys a clip to refresh your memory of what this looked like in the 80s. But then we're going to tell you the fresh new look that you're adding to this now in this wonderful year, and what that has to do with autism, because this is all going to come together full circle, and you guys are going to love this. So take a look. This is what Kids in Motion looked like back then.
Think about your favorite food. What's the shape of an apple? Think about your favorite food. What's the shape of a pretzel? Think about your favorite food. What's the shape of a banana? Think about your favorite food. What's the shape of a donut? Let's all do the tummy tango. Think about some food that moves. Show me wiggly spaghetti. Think about some food that moves. Show me popcorn popping. Think about some food that moves. Show me jiggly jello. Think about some food that moves. Show me popsicles melting. Let's all do the tummy tango. Tango to
Very fun. Brings back memories for me, but it must bring back even more memories for you.
It really does.
And as you watch this as a parent, you realize it's so creative because the kids are being asked to move like things that they're familiar with, because, you know, food and the animals and all the things that you do, but they can get really creative with it. It's okay if they get a little silly, and we're getting
we
them
encourage
to...
silly.
Sillies are good at this
Silly
point.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see the benefit of this now. I think everyone in the year 2014 realizes how important it is to get our kids moving, and no group more important than our kids with autism. There was a study that came out just last week that we were talking about on the show, that they have a higher incident of having obesity even than the typical average in the United States, which we already know is high. And we also know that when our kids get a chance to move their bodies, that they are able to key into things mentally in a better, stronger way. So this is key for our kids. So you've got a new project that's taking what you've already built and adding to it, and it's including our kids. So I can't thank you enough. Tell us what this is going to encompass.
Well, we're in the beautiful phase of development right now. And it's going to have the heart and soul of what Kids in Motion is, which is incorporating concepts that children love and are familiar with. And at the same time, we're doing a whole series. So rather than the original Kids in Motion being random songs that they all loved, this will be series-based, theme-based. So each show is going to be about one will be about the ocean, one will be about space, the desert. So we'll go into further depth about each concept, and each place, so that they'll actually be learning really cool things along the way and expressing through movement. And again, there's no one way how to express. Let's say it's the ocean, moving like water. Like you'll hear, there'll be sounds that will encourage movement, and they'll experience it the way they're going to experience it, and it'll be different than what their friends are doing, and that's okay.
Yeah. And what's lovely about that is that not only does it let everybody be involved, but for the neurotypical kids, and I hate that term, but for the kids who aren't having extra challenges developmentally, when they see that everybody gets to do something different, it helps our kids to be included when they're doing something in their own special, unique way.
Exactly.
So everybody's learning.
We really encourage I say we, because now I have a lot of different people who are teaching, not just my work, but their own work with children that I've mentored. but to encourage individual expression. It's really, really important. And along my path, I became a certified yoga instructor, and I've incorporated a lot of yoga into my kids in motion work, and I find that the yoga just slows everybody down, and the children get in touch with their breathing, and still they're connecting to nature. And the things that we connect with kids in motion through movement, this is a little bit more like making shapes with the body, as opposed, you move into the shape, but then you hold the shape and breathe. So it builds focus and it relaxes everybody. And I find that the parents really enjoy doing this with their children. And when I have children who are on the spectrum participating in my yoga classes or my movement classes, they're enjoying themselves so much. And we make sounds too. We incorporate our own sounds. So if it's something that, if they're moving like the wind, they're making wind sounds, and they're moving like the wind, and it can be a big wind, and then the wind calms down, and maybe they're making their body like a leaf on a tree, and then the leaf falls down. So it just connects them to nature, to each other, and to themselves.
Yeah. You know what I love about it? It's a different way of looking at something. And so often our kids need a different way of looking at something to be able to communicate and to be able to feel at one with what's around them. I was talking to my son who's on the spectrum last night, 11 years old. And I said to him, as I do from time to time, like once a year, I'll say, so what is autism? And I let him tell me from his perspective and see how it changes. And he said to me, it's seeing the world in a different way, which I loved, right?
We all should see the world in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. And
actually, we all do.
And I think we do.
We all do.
I think we do. But being able to express that and to express it in a group of people, but to be able to express it physically, and that the way that you see the world, it's important for our kids to be able to have that outlet and be able to use their bodies in a way that helps them stay healthy and helps them express themselves. So this is a mission of the highest order. I'm so loving. So tell the viewers what this mission is being called.
Well, we've partnered with the wonderful Jimmy Osmond.
As in the Osmonds. As in the Osmond brothers.
Yes,
as in Donnie Marie and all the other
all
Osmonds.
of them. Yes, the wonderful
amazing.
family. And so Jimmy created a great little character called Marty Miracle. And Marty Miracle is going to be our host.
Okay.
And he's this very cute animated character, and he's going to pop in and out, and he's going to share all kinds of cool things, and he brings all kinds of optimism to the future for children about how bright their future is, and he's going to be for those familiar with the original Kids in Motion, he'll be similar to what Scott Baio did. Scott Baio popped in and out of the show, encouraging the viewers, because it really involves the home viewer participation is what it's all about.
Yes, absolutely.
It's what it's all about.
It's interactive.
So yes, so Marty is going to be that cute little character doing that, and then we'll have a group of kids, and they'll be interacting. There'll be kids on and off the spectrum, and we see it's going to be for children ages 2 and up. I say up. I'm not even putting an end on it because I think 2 to 92.
Right.
That's how I work.
Right.
I teach family yoga, and I have grandparents practicing yoga with their little children, and it's very sweet. So there's no age limit, but the 2-year-olds will just dance and jump around and do whatever they're going to do, and there'll be yoga in the program as well now. So we did a little yoga in the original Kids in Motion, but there'll be more here. Okay,
so if people want to know more about what you do and about this Marty Miracle, where do they need to go to find out more information?
Well, I'll be updating my website, and I think that you're going to be sharing that with everybody. Right now on the website, it just tells history of me and my work and where you can find me, and I'll be updating that. We're in the early phases we just got some funding, which we're very excited about, for our first 3 shows in our series. So we're going to hopefully start production in the fall.
Okay. And there may even be a way that everybody can get involved to help make more than 3 episodes
Oh yeah, we are
be
planning
done.
to do a whole series.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're going to keep you guys posted because
Yeah.
this is
We can come back
this is
and-
like a favorite of mine. I am loving this project so much. So this is something that we're going to continue to talk about and hear more about because our kids need to move. And how wonderful if we can be able to do this. We could do this with them because all of us could stand to move a little bit. I speak for myself as well. Right? Great
good for
great
everybody.
project. They're
you so
learning on
much.
so many different levels. So important. I thank you so much for all the work that you're doing.
It comes from my heart.
And the expertise that you bring in this area too, but the willingness to have the forethought as you're even starting this project that you want to help our kids is just remarkable.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's all from the heart.
We appreciate you so much.
Thank
so
you.
stay tuned, keep posted, and we're going to update you on Marty Miracle
And Kids in Motion.
and Kids in Motion.